What is going on, guys? We're back once again with another Football Manager episode. So I do have some information for you, some news about how we've done, what we've done, and how the general save's going. So as you can see, we won all 5 of our friendly games. So we had a 9-0 against Newton Aycliffe, Polytechnic Lassie 3-0. We beat Nuremberg 3-1, Bochum 4-2, and Hartlepool 3-0. Thankfully, we played in the FA Cup in a bit, in the Community Shield in a bit of a spectacle. Ended up winning on penalties after a 3-3 draw with Man City. As you can see here, we'll watch the goals, and then we'll get further on, and I'll go through the transfers I've made. So De Bruyne in there, header from Rodrigo, tried to clear it. Laporte got his toe to it, unfortunately. So we ended up conceding there. Haaland to Cancelo. Cancelo takes on Makudi, I think that was. Sterling taps it in at the back post, unfortunately. Patrick Roberts in with a big cross here. Drops to Jordan Ibe. Ibe plays Roberts through, arguably offside, and ends up tucking it past Muric. Now De Bruyne to Rodrigo, back to De Bruyne, over to Cancelo. Cancelo runs it in, crosses it over, and Sterling tucks it away with a header, which it was looking like we would be receiving a spanking at this point. But Whiteman to McNair, McNair over to Assombalonga on a mad run for us, takes a shot, beats Muric, thankfully, and we were at 3-2 at that point. And George Friend there, over to Assombalonga. Assombalonga runs the right back, and Patrick Roberts is at the back post. Considering he's about 5'4" or something, ends up putting it in with his head. Haaland comfortably scores his penalty past O'Hara. Assombalonga tucks ours away. Bernardo steps up, scores that. McNair, comfortable finish from McNair there. De Bruyne steps up. O'Hara jumps the right way, unfortunately misses it. Whiteman steps up, scores for us. Havertz steps up for City and misses. And we had to capitalise here, so Patrick Roberts steps up once again, scores. Fantastic from Patrick. Laporte steps up, scores his. Obviously it was at sudden death at this point. And Castanos did step in and score that final goal. I have no idea why it didn't just show that. But yeah, we did end up winning on penalties fantastically. And so we were on to our first game of the season against Burnley. Now, you'll be noticing James Garner scored. James Garner, who used to play for Manchester United. Now, I don't think you're going to like the finances we've had with this. He's regarded as a wonder kid, but I will show you after this. Bogus over to McNeil. McNeil taps it onto Wood. Wood scores it. Chris Wood always going to score, as that's what he's good at. So Nemecha takes it on a run. The pace on that lad is blistering. He then rounds the keeper, tucks it past him. Honestly, did it all himself. Fantastic from Nemecha. Patrick Roberts here on the run. Over to Nemecha. Nemecha straight to Garner. Garner low shot, straight in, puts it away and sets us on for the win there. Now, as I did just say, I will be going through transfers. So our transfer history looks like this. The first one's in James Garner on a £65 million. As you all know, that's not going to be the full case now. Does it show me? It won't actually show me the details involved, unfortunately. That'd be a helpful button to have, wouldn't it? But it's 20 million up front and then 45 million over 3 years, so 15 million each. So we better perform, really, otherwise that's going downhill. As you all know, we've signed some young players from various clubs. So we've got Harmon in, Kayembe, Rennie, Carvalho from Fulham at 3 million. I thought his ability was fantastic. Harmon, another one, fantastic ability. Kayembe, another one who I can see replacing Ben Whiteman eventually. And Rennie, another one at fantastic ability, right winger. All those players will end up playing in the first team squad at some point, including probably I sent Carvalho out on loan to our recently acquired affiliate in Bristol Rovers. Now, you all know Andreas Caro was signed. Last episode, I think I did that at 1.1. Dean Bannister, who will have a bit of a future in the game and will be one of our centre-back partners alongside Courtney Charlton, I think, for the next few seasons. Ryan Hurst, also another one, 700k from Watford, and a striker. He can play right and left, and has actually got 5-star ability effectively. Sergio Cruz looks like he can do a bit. Left winger, I don't think we needed him, but we'll take him just to develop. As you all know, we signed Felix Nemecha, who's still got a very high ability, and will happily play in that midfield as a Mazzala, which is exactly what we need from our players. Alfie Matthews was a free signing. I don't know where he's been before. Arsenal. Signed him on a free. Can play striker. He's in the under-23s developing. And Nathaniel Ogbeta, who, again, from Man City, which apparently are just our feeder club now. Or, yeah. And we're just constantly buying from them. I have sold George Saville, unfortunately. Ashley Fletcher's gone. Mark Bowler's gone. Jonathan Bond's gone. Joe Ridley has gone to Leeds for 160k, potentially 600. Marcus Brown went to Wigan. Ben Liddell's gone to Bristol Rovers. Ruman Burrell's gone for 50k. He wasn't actually that good, I don't think, personally. Potential ability was showing 2-star up to 3.5, but likeliness of that happening is unlikely. I've sent Declan Ogley out on loan to ITU. I don't think he'll ever come good, unfortunately, on this, but he has gone there. Yeah, so he'll be playing for ITU for a while. So we've got Carvalho, Joe Gibson, Sam Collins and Matty Bonswell all out on loan at Bristol, and Caelan Hines out on loan at Accrington. I'm very happy with the transfer business we've actually managed to do. Now, our club vision, as you all know, is to play possession football, develop players using the club's youth system. I'd love to do that if we actually did get anything decent out of our youth system. We've had one player that's performed. Do not sign players over the age of 30, which is always the plan. Play defensively solid football. Conceding a goal in his first game probably doesn't help. We play entertaining football, we play high tempo pressing football, and we make the most of set pieces. We try and work within the wage budget, which we're doing. One day we'll sign players to sell for a profit. That's part of the 5-year plan. And every single player gets a minimum 3 years on contract with us, thankfully. Now, in the Champions Cup, we need to be competitive. They only want us to get to the group stage, so that's ideal. We're going to be finishing mid-table, hopefully. Get to the 5th round, reach the 5th round of the FA, 4th round of the Carabao, and we've just won the Community Shield on penalties. This, thankfully for us, is we're looking quite solid now. Unfortunately, we have had 2 injuries. Tav and Makudi both out, which are not ideal, but I think we'll be fine. We're looking pretty at 5th, which is probably where we'll end up finishing, if I'm honest. That is the ideal goal. Anything in the European spots, I think we're spot on with. Now, as you all know, we do have the rules on who we sign and whether or not they are going to be at least partially English. So I'm just going to run through the players we've got in the squad now. So we've got Kieran O'Hara, Irish and English. Sorry, they don't have to be English, they have to be from the home county. So England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland and Northern Ireland. So all of the UK and Ireland effectively. So we've got O'Hara, Irish, who actually performed really well for us last season. he pulled a 6.87 rating and appeared in 36 of our games, so that was good. Yeah, Nathan Patterson. This isn't the best squad we've got. Jed Spence or Nathan Patterson are going to be our right backs. Dale Fry and Adarabio, or Dale Fry and Makudi, will be our centre back partnership. George Friend will get rotated in with Stevenson this season. It'll be Ben Whiteman or James Garner, because I think he can play. Yeah, he can comfortably. Deep line playmaker. Very happy with that. He's worth 47 million already, so that's good. He is a wonder kid, so yeah, he'll at 20 years old. I think I'm seeing him as one for the future, and he will rotate with Ben. Obviously, Paddy McNair and Tav are our usual two central midfielders. We've got Roberts, who's absolutely fantastic and still killing it at right wing. Jordan Ibe is our left winger at the moment, and that I don't know why he would be in front of Mikey Johnston. Mikey Johnston's the one we want there, really. We've got Nemecha up top, who's German, English, and Nigerian, I believe. Yep. Then we've got Piers in the net as a sub. We've got Andres Caro, who's already worth way more than what we signed him for. We signed him for 1.1, he's worth 4.6. We've got Grigoris Castanos, who another one, 1.2 I believe, 1.2 million, and is ending up at 13.5 million. So it's fantastic that because of our success in the Premier League, our players are only going to improve and gain better value. Assombalonga, 28.5 million. Jordan Abita, 9.25 million. Jordan Ibe, 19.5 million. Best free transfer we've had. And we've got Felix Nemecha, who can play all over the shop, really. So maybe one day we'll see the Nemecha brothers strike partnership, but until I decide on a new tactic, that's not the plan. So we've got hopefully Matt. Hiding active deals. We've got no one going out. I've made an offer for Gavin Bazunu. I don't think I've got the finances for it. Potentially. Don't think it'll happen. So I've put one in for Bazunu, Nathan Baxter, and Alex Palmer. I don't think they'll accept that, so I'm going to cancel it off here. We are trying to give Harry Kuehl a job as the under-23s manager. I didn't know that. I don't particularly look at that. So other than that, there's nothing much else to say other than we have got Arsenal to play next game. So that is exciting. Our first 5 games obviously started with Burnley. We've got Arsenal, Brighton, Newcastle, Wolves, Man City. And after Man City, we have someone in the Champions League group stage will be drawn. We've got someone after Man City in the Carabao, Everton, and more Champions League games. So it will be quite interesting to see how we do in that. Can't see us going anywhere. Ideally, we will, but I'll have a look now and see when the draw is. Doesn't actually. Oh yeah, it does. So the day before Newcastle, we'll find out who we do play against in the Carabao. In the Champions League, not the Carabao. Know which one's more important and they're more likely to win. But yeah, so we have the Arsenal game, the Brighton game, the Newcastle game. We find out just before the Newcastle game who we play after Wolves. Hopefully we get a nice Champions League team. I would like to potentially go to the next round. I don't think that'll happen. I'm going to try selling Matt Osborne here for 5 million because he really wants to leave the club. I'd like to keep him because I reckon I could keep him at. I reckon I could keep him as a left back. But for now, we've got Stevenson in that job, in that role. So it's Terry Stevenson, who did actually have a bit of experience with us. Very little, but a bit in the Championship. He played 3 times last season. This season he's probably going to get well over 10 appearances. Ideally, I think we'll challenge for the top 7 and hopefully end up with another European year away. So, yeah, that is everything, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. And once again, Peace.